Welcome to Plan9Crunch. I'm Doug Gibson. Today we're doing a scene bite, and we're going to the movie Return of Chandu, a serial that starred Bela Lugosi as Frank Chandler. In the movie, he has to protect a princess who these cultists want to resurrect their religious or spiritual leader. And there's like, I don't know, 12 or 15 chapters in this serial. I've watched it and enjoyed it. But we're going to not just focus on Lugosi. In fact, I don't even know if you'll see her in the see him in the scene bites. We're going to talk about Baby Peggy, whose name originally was Peggy Jean Montgomery. She was born in 1918, and by the year 2024, she had made over 150 million shorts and features. I think she was in Captain January. I think you can still watch that. She was in New York Darling, where you can see her being terrorized all that's remaining is a scene where she's rescued from a fire. But she made tons of shorts, and she was a mega superstar. In fact, she made the equivalent of $27.5 million today, which came out to about $1.5 million back then. Her life should have just been perfect. She could have made these movies and retired. Unfortunately, like what happened with Jackie Cooper and other people, her parents screwed everything up. They mismanaged the money. I think they tried to start a ranch in, may have been Montana or Wyoming. That went bust. And then when she was in California, they entrusted her financial acumen to charlatans who lost all their money. I believe her father was a cowboy actor back then. Her mother was an extra. And basically by 1930, the early 30s, Baby Peggy Montgomery, was impoverished, as was her family. And she and her mother were working as extras. Baby Peggy wanted to make a comeback, but it just wasn't happening. Return of Chandu, the first chapter, she plays Judy, who wants to dance. And frankly, it's probably the best role she got in all her efforts to try to get back in the business. And of course, she's not even in the credits. But I want you to watch two scenes where Baby Peggy, the child star of less than a decade before, or a decade or so before this film, is in a movie, and she does show pep in the film and a lot of enthusiasm. She's not in it very long. She's Judy, and she wants to dance with there's a family. In fact, the mother in the family is, why do I forget these things? But let's see if I can find, I'm not going to go to it right now. It doesn't matter. Let's watch Baby Peggy in these two scenes. Let's go to the first one, Jack.
Oh, Bob, you're just in time to dance with me. Your brother's a most fine dancer.
Well, I'm sorry, Judy. I just promised to dance to Betty.
Going to dance with your own sister? Why, that's positively sinful. You won't mind, will you, darling, if I take it away from
Mr. Regent,
Yes.
I'm from the Daily Star. Can you give me some information about the Princess Naji?
Oh, I'd be delighted to. Pardon me, Judy. Let's go right over here.
Fine.
Oh, I think that's positively fiendish.
Okay, Jack, thank you. I love the line, I think that's positively fiendish. I just love that line. And so we have one more few seconds with Baby Peggy Montgomery, as Judy, who so desperately wants to dance with Bob. And let's go to that, Jack.
I'm awfully sorry, Judy.
I do believe you don't want to dance with me.
Judy, dear, whatever gave you that idea?
Okay, we can go away now. Thank you. Baby Peggy Montgomery shows acting skills in these two brief scenes in Return of Chandu. Hollywood was a vicious town. You know, you didn't have very many comebacks in Hollywood. But I think that Peggy Montgomery's story is one of triumph because she worked herself she eventually went to college. She survived a bad first marriage. And she changed her name to Diana Sarah Carey. And she found a second career She was an academic, she was an author and silent film historian. She wrote historical novels, and she also wrote a memoir that I really, really, really recommend. It talks about her life growing up with her family and the disappointment. She was too young to understand what her parents were doing to her, but later in life, she could display amazing sympathy for them despite the mistakes they made. She lived, oh man, what? She lived to be 101. Died in February 24th, 2020. I own one of her silent films. I bought it at the Silent Film Museum in California. I think it's Fremont, California. And I want to talk a little bit more about Return of Chandu. This was Lugosi playing the hero in a rare role. In fact, a few years earlier, he played Roxar, the evil guy in Chandu the Magician. And Chandu overpowered him. In this case, he got to play Chandu in the serial, and he was the hero throughout. There are two, as serials are, they are sort of compressed for features sometimes. And there's Chandu on the Magic Island, which sort of encompasses the second half of the serial. And there's the Return of Chandu, which encompasses the first half. Both are about an hour or so long. This serial, I believe, is probably over 200, close to 200 minutes or more than that. And you can buy them. I own a copy of the entire serial. So anyways, this is our tribute to both Bela Lugosi and Baby Peggy, Diana Sarah Carey, and the accomplishments she garnered in life later in her life after a tough life. This is her in her bit part, probably the only decent acting job she had in that time period. She mostly was just an extra in films. And we'll have a link to her autobiography because it's really worth reading. I'm Doug Gibson. This is Plan9Crunch. We're Plan9Crunch on YouTube. Plan9Crunch.com is our blog. We're also on TikTok at Plan9Crunch and Pound9Crunch podcast and blog on Facebook. Give us a like, subscribe, and that's a wrap. Thanks.